Oh, and we're seeing Treeton for the first time. So this is my map, just as an FYI. And alright, Pokebrat playing Mercia up in the top right versus Spotyus playing Greenfinger. Ooh, seeing some new commanders. Haven't
I
seen too
think
much
I,
of.
I like it. Think like Mercia kind of struggles in most matchups, but Greenfinger she can do stuff against.
And it's actually there aren't too many one shots when you have this much of a limited unit pool. So for people who aren't aware, this map has all units above 600 gold cost banned. So the most expensive units you'll see are knights, harpies, archers, thieves. But there are no rifles, no trebs, no ballistas, no dragons, no witches. So and no golems. It is low cost units only.
Hmm. Spotty is going for a thief for this north decap in his opening, but I'm not sure that's actually worth it because you're delaying the decap by what looks like 2 turns maybe. So even though you're stealing 300, you're giving 200 to your opponent,
And
and you're not getting what like 200 as well. So
there's also the fact that you lose some map control because your opponent has knights out. You've got
yep,
this thief, you've got this steal, but thieves don't fight early and knights do, and knights fight incredibly well when they're the best unit on the field.
yep,
So
they also fight pretty well when when Mercia is backing them up.
also very true. And yeah, the commander still hasn't fully healed at this point, so they're going to be even more valuable. But I'm really interested to see, can he bring it back? And
Mm,
Pokerbrat, aka
well,
ttam, is going to. Ooh,
oh yes,
gets the
I
hit from that
love
sword.
the wagon plays.
Oh yeah, wagons are amazing on this map. And actually, Greenfinger does some really cool plays with wagons where he can go basically across the map and groove. So in like 2 turns, he will be able to do quite a lot. Ooh.
Mm, we're seeing them kind of trade the sides back and forth. Uh, Spear crit onto Mercia. I think that's alright, but would be better if it was another commander, because Mercia has healing.
Yeah, and she has a village nearby to heal from too.
Yep. Although Titan might lose a knight here, but as long as he positions to punish it, it should be fine. And Mercia now at 80% groove. This is when she wants to start fighting. And Greenfinger still a bit behind on groove. His groove charge is slower, but he has been getting less groove as well. So right now Mercia is at kind of a very quite substantial advantage in terms of impact. Um, I think might see a big fight like the big grind just starting now.
Yeah, they're really just juking out in the center. Uh, ooh, nice trades. Just like there's actually just a ton of brawling going on. This is where Mercia wants to be, right? She wants to have a whole bunch of damage units after a fight, and we see a
Or
huge setup for a groove.
yep, and
But I love this play from Spotty. It's just like going up across this top side, dealing a bunch of harassment. And this is like kind of like what harpies like would you feel like they should be thematically. It's like these kind of harasser units that do a bunch of damage on the sides.
mm, maybe a little bit dangerous to capture that village right in front of the thief and the hideout, but Spotyus has a lot of money this turn actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he has so much of the map at this point.
Yep, has a lot of map control, but um, not sure. It really depends how this fight goes, I think.
Oh, and this fight's going really well for T-Tam. Managed to pick off a ton of units, get like some really good night crits in there. He's gonna be
Yep,
in a really good
it's a
position.
pretty good groove as well.
Oh,
I
and
think, really, yeah, the big difference right now between the two armies is that, you know, ttam has his two archers alive and enough to protect them. Spotyus lost his archer and like most of his army is up in the top left now. I mean, part of it at least. I guess Spotyus might have spread his army too thin, and as a result, ttam has been getting a lot of value in this center fight.
really just pushing forward. And, ooh, even gonna kill this thief. A bit unfortunate, but there is a thing where like having a huge economic lead isn't that important on this map, because if you have more gold than you can actually spend, then it becomes a bit of a detriment. But I mean, he's getting heals on these knights, so he's definitely things to spend money on. Oh, and yeah, he's gonna be able to drop vines and just keep everything protected.
Yep, but this is a defensive Greenfinger groove, and I'm not a big fan of these.
Actually, because of actually no, that's not a good roll to go for. A 43% health village. I don't know if going for the sword hit was worth it. But ttam is able to shove back because he recognizes that Spotyus spent a lot of resources going for village captures. He left units in vulnerable positions where they can be killed. There's a really cool knight crit up at the top earlier that kind of might have caught Spotyus off guard.
Yep, and that's kind of what you do when Greenfinger grooves defensively, is basically you roll over the rest of the map. And like after 1 or 2 turns, the vines aren't that big of a deal anymore. And Spotyus is trying to push aggressively as much as he can to get value from the vines, but not sure if that's going to be enough to get him back to even unit count wise. Ooh.
Yeah, ttam's just recapturing all the lost villages that were taken earlier. And one thing, Spotyus went for this really aggressive village capture at the top right, but wasn't able to hold it, so a thief just spawns and immediately gets it. And that's like a really nice,
Yeah,
easy...
I think ttam actually spawned the thief before Spotyus captured it. Oh, he's got two thieves actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically forcing Spotyus into an all-out brawl in the middle, and then building thieves on the top to punish it if he commits to the fight in the center, and if he doesn't, then he's got an advantage for himself.
I'm still struggling to tell who's actually going to win this. I feel like ttam has a better position right now, but has to kind of overcome this wall of vines, and another steel comes down. And at this point, these steals are less about just giving yourself tons of money to play with, although that is nice. But it's also about denying your gold from your opponent so they can't build the units they want to build.
Yep. Although I will say ttam has 2 archers on the field, and they have been putting in work for like the past however many turns.
Yeah, they're definitely becoming MVPs right here. And they work so well against Greenfinger because, those vines don't do anything against these archers, really.
Love the positioning surrounding the vine and actually not, the archers are pretty safe right now.
And yeah, if we look at the amount of money Spotyus has this turn, like he can only build a spear and a mage.
Yep.
And now we have, the archer comes up. Oh, that was great. It does extra damage to that. Like, kills with the mage too. Nice. Yeah, these archers are just putting on some really nice harassment. And oh, Mercia is moving into a very aggressive position, but oh wow, there's like so many units to back her up. She's really secure there. And this wall of spears and you know, like the wagons are pretty tough too. Like it's really hard to one-shot a wagon, so.
Yep.
Oh, but that
And
repositioning with the balloon and the spears to get the crit, and that archer goes down. And actually, this is a great turn to be aggressive because Greenfinger Groove is up. So, a lot of this coming in right now is going to be pretty safe. There's going to be vines. Oh, but he doesn't use it. He says, no, I don't actually have to use vines to cover this turn.
I think he can't actually, like, there's no room for him to cover his army enough.
Alright, and ttam in return fires back. Ooh, big crit. And yeah, I mean, the commanders both have grooves, but they need to fight because there's so much stuff for them to just hit. And are we going to see, is this, oh, an archer capture on a village, you don't see those every day. And I'm looking at this timer, it's starting to run a bit low. The good thing this is a 1 hour timer map. And they're still just brawling, both of them really struggling to find like that kind of lethal.
Yeah, and I mean, it is like kind of the matchup, I guess. Neither of them really, although I guess Greenfinger can help you to like close out a game, but they're all more about like slowly getting an edge and then pushing it further and further. Which means that they can't like have some big flashy plays to end the game basically. Unless like we see a commander surround with divines or something.
And there was a whole bunch of interactions this turn that you don't see, like Harpy attacking into a mage and like a mage attacking into a knight as well. Those are the units like killing the stuff that normally counters them, but ttam realizing I need to push and win. Like I do not have much time left. We're going into turn 17, so yeah, like both these players realizing like this game needs to end pretty soon if either of us are going to take the victory. And I think Spotyus is starting to run out of units. ttam holding far more of the map at this point.
Yeah. Although timer-wise, I'm gonna check as the turns switch.
It was 8:30, and now ttam is on 8:45, so they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
The archer just walks back. Like, no, there's nowhere safe for me to be, so.
I mean, this is what happens when everything around the archer is dead, right?
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, mage comes through, hits the archer with the melee so the other archer can get a nice follow-up. Actually, one thing that I think is really doing ttam a ton of favors here is that he just has so many balloons and that wagon. And he's been able to use these to wall and to transport reinforcements, and he's getting a ton of value out of them.
Yep.
And yeah, I think Spotyus is just like on his last breath here. Doesn't really have much left to fight with.
Yeah, just watching like every turn from ttam, you can tell like they're quite experienced in just straight up brawling. Because there's a lot of like small optimizations that happen every single turn. Although they do are ahead, so it's a little easier for them, I guess.
So just takes down another village, picks off another mage. Oh, gets the steal, and like at this point in the game, this is actually huge because your opponent just has no income right now, like when you're this far behind on village count. So ttam's been able to just continually shove, and let's look at this starting goal for Spotyus. 682, so that thief steal is huge. Really hurts Spotyus in the economy. Yeah, it heals the knight as well, so he's going to be able to buy like 2 incredibly cheap units. Buys just 1 spear, he's just like, I know, I just need to hold on at my stronghold.
Yeah.
And I think ttam is going to finish it. Maybe not this turn. Might be the turn after, but
I think he has plenty of time. Like he has the time to finish it.
especially if he. Oh no, I think he
Yeah.
actually is just going to kill Greenfinger right now. And after 19 turns of incredible, just duking out, massive brawl in the center, ttam takes game 1.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like this is one of those games where you could just go back and hyper-analyze like a ton of little bits. And I'd love to see that kind of content come out. I don't know if I will personally be able to do that, but that was so cool. It was a really fun match to watch between two incredibly evenly matched opponents. Like they were both looking like at points where they could win the game.
Yep. I think ttam just, you know, his strategy was more like to make one giant fight in the middle and like sustain it up with Mercia, and it really paid off.
Yeah, because Spotyus definitely had like a really nice lead when he had the opening on the sides. I think he overextended a little bit too much. And then ttam was able to just defend, really just like keep it going.
Yep.
Yeah, good game 1 by ttam. I'm very excited to see the rest of the set. We're gonna go into that just now.